How's it going, everyone? This is Mackenzie here, back here with another video. If you were just like me, you will also be wondering, does exploration make a big difference when it comes to C0 Mavuika, C1 and C6? So with this video, I'm going to show you just how much of a difference each constellation actually makes. Now, disclaimer, it's still a lot of pulls to get C6 just for what you're about to see. So please, regardless, be very careful with your pulls. And with that said, let's begin.
Rev the engines.
So as you can see here, it was all about 12 seconds with no sprinting.
Try and stop me.
We didn't get too far, but we got about 3 seconds out of it with sprint. So we got about 4 seconds there with flying gliding at C0.
Full throttle.
So that is about 3 seconds at C0 with wall climbing. I might actually have to find a better spot to test this. Driving across water was about 4 seconds at C0. This was a bit finicky because it actually gave you about a second or two before it actually started depleting the meter. Now that we have completed our C0, we are going to head towards activating our C1 and see how much of a difference C1 makes. At C0, Mavuika has 80 Night Soul points and this will increase it to 120. So this should have a bit of an increase with her duration. So that was about 15 seconds at C1 with no sprinting. Also realized that the skill also had 1 second cooldown before it was going to reset, so if you do end up using your ultimate, you can extend it a bit further.
Rev the engines.
Sprinting lasted for about 5 seconds, which was an extra 2 seconds more compared to the C0. Now for crossing water and flying at C1, because they use a different meter, the duration doesn't actually change. But what does change is because you actually have 120 Night Soul points now, you can actually use the full duration of the meter of both the crossing the water and flying to their complete maximum. Where at C0, you could only use the second half of the combination for about half as long, because you were restricted by the 80 Night Soul points. Now that we have completed both C0 and C1 comparisons, we will finally unlock the C6 constellation, which also affects how we use the bike in the open world. We will see if this actually power creeps exploration. Now at C6. Now, does this actually power creep exploration? Now please keep in mind that this is C6, so this is a lot of pulls. And with what you're about to see, you really need to consider if it's worth C6ing Mavuika just for this. So does C6 power creep exploration? Let's give it a try.
Full throttle.
Just a little note here, once every 15 seconds, your meter will actually refill most of the bar by itself, just from the C6 skill. 25 seconds at C6? Really? You would think at C6 that you would get unlimited uptime. I'm only kidding, guys. So as you can see, during that duration, if you were paying attention, the skill actually lit up halfway in between. So let's see what happens when it actually lights up again and we press it. So I'm just going to let it drain till it gets near the bottom here.
Try and stop me.
Well, well, well. So because when you're out of combat, when your Night Soul points completely deplete, you automatically gain 80 Night Soul points. And because of this, your skill completely ends its cooldown, which means it can be pressed again. Filling your Night Soul points all the way to 120, giving you unlimited duration. Because of this, C6 Mavuika means that she has complete full uptime on her motorbike to explore, turning her into the best exploration character in the game out of combat.
Try and stop me. Try and stop me.
Going across water was 8 seconds, which means the duration was doubled.
Full throttle.
Flying slash gliding slash hovering at C6 lasted at 8 seconds, which was also doubled. And wall climbing was also doubled at 6 seconds. So if you wanted to extend the duration of the water traversal, the air traversal and the climbing, you will have to go from C0 to C6. Because they have special meters, C1 won't affect their duration. And with that guys, I will give you some final thoughts before we head off. At C1, our cooldown still does have about 1.5 seconds left if we are traveling normally before it actually hits the cooldown. So if you did want to extend the duration, you can actually use your ultimate, giving you the opportunity to pass the cooldown timer and letting you use your skill one more time to extend the duration of your motorbike, allowing you to go a little bit further before you actually have to get off it. I hope this video was informative and showed you the difference between C0, 1 and 6. And with that, I'll catch you all on the next one.